Jin stood at the viewing window of the colony ship New Dawn watching the stars slide past like tiny drops of light. 200 years had passed since humans left Earth behind. 200 years since the great ships carried what remained of humanity into the deep black of space. Jin had never seen Earth. Neither had his parents. Only his grandfather had been born in the final days of the dying world. "Historian Jin, your presence is requested in the archives," said a flat voice from the wall speaker. Jin nodded, though no one was there to see it. As ship historian, his job was to keep the records of their journey and prepare the historical foundation for their new colony on Serenity 9. The massive planet grew larger in their view screens each day. Soon, the New Dawn would complete its decades-long journey. The archives room was cold and quiet. Rows of data terminals hummed softly. Jin sat at his station and opened the day's work files. His fingers moved across the screen, organizing the settlement preparations for the historical record. Another exciting day in the past, Jin. Jin looked up to see Hana, the ship's data specialist. Her smile was warm against the sterile white walls of the archives. "The past is never boring," Jin said. "Only forgotten." Hana laughed. "Well, some things are better forgotten. Like Earth." She looked suddenly serious. "My father says Earth teaches us only failure." Jin nodded. It was what everyone was taught. Earth had failed. Humans had poisoned it, heated it, broken it beyond repair. The official education modules called the colony ships Humanity's Evolution. They taught that looking backward slowed progress. Earth was the past. The stars were the future. But something about this story had always bothered Jin. Later that night, when the ship's lights dimmed for sleep cycle, Jin sat alone in his small room. He opened a hidden folder on his private terminal. Inside were fragments of records he had found buried deep in the archives. Records that didn't match the official story. One was a partial video from the final days before launch. A woman with tired eyes spoke urgently. "Not what they're telling you. The northern territories are still." The video cut off there, corrupted or deliberately damaged. Jin remembered his grandfather's words, spoken in secret when Jin was just a boy. "Earth sent a message after us. They tried to call us back." His grandfather had been reported for disruptive nostalgia the next day. Jin never heard him speak of Earth again. A soft beep pulled Jin from his thoughts. The ship's automated announcement system activated. "Attention all colonists. We are 90 days from arrival at Serenity 9. Preparation protocols are now in effect. All personnel report to your settlement supervisors tomorrow." Jin closed his secret files. Outside his small window, the stars continued their cold, distant watch. Somewhere behind them, impossibly far away, was a small blue planet that humanity had decided to forget. The next morning, Jin joined the crowd heading to the main assembly hall. Administrator Da, head of the colony council, stood on the raised platform. His face appeared on screens throughout the massive ship. "Fellow colonists," Da said, his voice deep and certain, "soon we will reach our new home. Serenity 9 will be the crowning achievement of humanity's journey among the stars." The crowd cheered. Jin watched silently. "We have evolved beyond the failures of our ancestors," Da continued. "We have left behind the mistakes of Earth. On Serenity 9, we will build a perfect society." More cheers. Jin noticed how the word Earth made people shift uncomfortably. It was like naming a disease, something shameful and contagious. As the crowd dispersed after the speech, Jin felt a hand on his shoulder. It was Suk, an old maintenance worker. Her eyes were knowing and sad. "You've been looking in the old files," she whispered. "Be careful, young historian. Some memories have teeth." Before Jin could answer, she disappeared into the crowd, leaving him with a cold feeling in his stomach and the growing sense that the story of Earth was far from over. 3 days after the assembly, Jin found Hannah hunched over her data station in the science wing. Her face looked pale in the blue light of her screen. "You need to see this," she said without looking up. Jin moved closer. On her screen was a wave pattern, rising and falling in regular beats. "What am I looking at?" he asked. "I don't know exactly," Hannah said. Her voice was quiet. "I found it during the standard scans of Serenity 9. It's some kind of signal pattern." "From the planet?" Hannah shook her head. "No, that's what's strange. It's coming from behind us." A cold feeling spread through Jin's chest. "From the direction of Earth." Hannah nodded slowly. "I think so. But that's impossible, right? Earth is dead. Everyone knows that." Jin thought about his hidden files, about his grandfather's whispered stories. "Maybe not everyone knows everything," he said carefully. Hannah bit her lip. "I reported it to Administrator Dea this morning." "What did he say?" "He said it was just cosmic background noise. Told me to ignore it and focus on the settlement preparations." She looked up at Jin. "But I studied cosmic noise patterns for years. This is different. This is regular, almost like a message." Jin finished. Hannah looked around nervously. "I shouldn't have told you. Just forget it." But Jin couldn't forget. That night, he dreamed of his grandfather. In the dream, the old man stood on a green hill, something Jin had never seen in real life. "They're still there," his grandfather said in the dream. "They never stopped calling." The next day, Jin returned to Hannah's station. "Can you save a copy of that signal?" he asked. Hannah looked nervous. "I already deleted it from the main system. Day's orders." "But did you keep a copy?" Jin pressed. After a long pause, Hannah reached into her pocket and handed him a small data chip. "Be careful with this," she whispered. For the next week, Jin studied the signal pattern in secret. He compared it to old Earth broadcast formats stored in the historical archives. The pattern was similar to something called radio waves, a technology abandoned when the colony ships launched. One night, while the ship slept, Jin's doors slid open. He quickly hid the data chip as a figure entered his room. It was Suk, the old maintenance worker. "You found something," she said. It wasn't a question. Jin hesitated, then nodded. "A signal. From the direction of Earth." Suk's wrinkled face showed no surprise. "They've been broadcasting for nearly 200 years, she said. "Every colony ship has detected it. Every colony ship has ignored it." Jin felt his heart beat faster. "You knew." "How?" "I was a communications officer on the original voyage," Suk said, "before they demoted me to maintenance, before they started erasing the truth." "What truth?" Jin asked. Suk sat heavily on Jin's bed. Earth wasn't completely destroyed. Some regions remained habitable. The people left behind. They survived. They rebuilt. Then why did we leave? Why do the records say Earth died? Suk's eyes grew hard. Because those who controlled the colony ships wanted power over humanity's future. They couldn't have that on Earth, with its rules and restrictions. Before Jin could ask more questions, an alarm blared through the ship. The wall speaker activated. "All colonists, prepare for orbital insertion. We have reached Serenity 9. Repeat, we have reached our new home. Be careful who you trust," Suk whispered, standing to leave. "The signal will grow stronger now that we've stopped moving. Others will notice it too." After she left, Jin played the signal pattern again. As the New Dawn entered orbit around Serenity 9, the pattern on his screen became clearer, stronger. It wasn't just noise. It was a voice, a human voice, faint but unmistakable, repeating the same words over and over. "We are still here. Earth remembers its children." Outside Jin's window, the blue-green surface of Serenity 9 filled the view. Their new home waited below, ready for humanity's fresh start. But Jin couldn't look away from the small screen and the message from the home they had tried to forget. The next day, as the New Dawn circled Serenity 9, Jin searched for Suk. He needed to learn more about Earth and the signals. But the old woman was nowhere to be found. "Looking for someone." Hannah appeared beside him in the maintenance sector. Jin hesitated. Could he trust her? Have you seen Suk today? Hannah frowned. The old maintenance worker. I heard she was reassigned to the lower decks. Jin knew what that meant. The lower decks were where people went when the leaders wanted them out of sight. I need your help, Jin said quietly. Suk told me how to access the hidden archives, but I can't do it alone. Hannah looked around nervously. This is dangerous, Jin. We should focus on the settlement plans. Don't you want to know the truth? About Earth? About why we left? After a long moment, Hannah nodded. What do we need to do? That night, they met outside the main archives. The corridors were nearly empty as most colonists prepared for their new life on Serenity 9. Suk said there's a maintenance panel behind the third data shelf, Jin whispered. It leads to the old storage systems from the original voyage. They found the panel hidden behind a heavy shelf. Behind it was a narrow tunnel with a ladder leading down. At the bottom was a small room filled with old computer terminals. These look ancient, Hannah said, running her fingers over the dusty screens. Jin activated the main terminal. The screen flickered to life, showing a simple login page. He entered the code Suk had given him. Remembering Earth. The screen changed, revealing thousands of files labeled pre-departure records. Look at this, Jin said, opening a video file. On the screen appeared a woman in an official uniform. Final status report before launch, she said. Northern territories remain habitable with an estimated population of 2 billion. Southern restoration projects showing progress. Estimate Earth will reach sustainable balance within 50 years. Jin and Hannah looked at each other in shock. Earth wasn't dying, Hannah whispered. Not completely. Jin opened another file labeled Severance Protocol. It was a detailed plan. Step 1. Select only those who would not question the need to leave Earth forever. Step 2. Gradually remove Earth references from education modules. Step 3. Block all incoming signals from Earth. They plan to cut us off from the beginning, Jin said. But why? Hannah pointed to the bottom of the document. It was signed by the Consortium for Human Evolution. Another file explained more. The Consortium was a group of wealthy corporations and leaders who believed Earth's environmental laws would prevent human advancement. They wanted to build new societies without those restrictions. They lied to everyone, Hannah said. They stole humanity from Earth. Jin downloaded as many files as he could to his data chip. Suddenly, the terminal screen flashed red. A warning appeared. Unauthorized access detected. We need to go, Hannah said urgently. Now. They climbed back up the ladder and replaced the maintenance panel. As they turned to leave, they found Administrator Da waiting with 2 security officers. Historian Jin, Da said coldly. I'm disappointed. We gave you an important role in recording our new beginning. Instead, you waste time digging through obsolete records. The records aren't obsolete, Jin said. They're the truth. Earth survived. And they've been trying to contact us. Da's face hardened. The truth is whatever ensures our survival and progress. Earth is the past. Serenity 9 is our future. He turned to the security officers. Take maintenance worker Suk into custody. She clearly gave them access. Leave her alone. Jin stepped forward, but one of the officers blocked him. She's already been detained, Da said. As for you two, you have a choice. Join the settlement teams and forget this foolishness, or join Suk in detention. The signal is getting stronger, Jin said. Others will notice it. You can't hide the truth forever. Da smiled thinly. We've hidden it for 200 years. I think we can manage a bit longer. As the security officers escorted them away, Jin felt the data chip heavy in his pocket. The truth about Earth was there, waiting to be shared. Somehow, he would find a way. Jin sat alone in his room, under house arrest. Administrator Da had decided not to put him in detention like Suk, but Jin couldn't leave his quarters except for his work shifts in the archives. 2 days had passed since they were caught. Jin hadn't seen Hannah since. He turned the data chip in his fingers. So much truth in such a small thing. His door slid open. Jin quickly hid the chip under his pillow. A security officer named Key entered. "Historian Jin, your shift starts in 10 minutes, Key said formally. Jin nodded and stood up. As they walked to the archives, Key spoke quietly. "I heard about what you found," Key said. "About Earth." Jin looked at him sharply. "What did you hear?" "That Earth still exists. That people survived there." Key paused. "Is it true?" Jin studied the officer's face. There was genuine curiosity there, not suspicion. "Yes," Jin said finally. "Earth survived. And they've been trying to contact us." Key nodded slowly. "I always wondered why we left. The story never made sense." They reached the archives. Before Jin entered, Key handed him a small device. "What's this?" Jin asked. "A communication link. Secure channel. Hannah asked me to give it to you." Key looked around to make sure no one was listening. "She's been assigned to the signal monitoring team. Apparently the signal is getting stronger." Inside the archives, Jin waited until he was alone, then activated the communication link. "Jin, can you hear me?" Hannah's voice came through softly. "I hear you," Jin replied. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine. Listen, they put me on signal monitoring because they can't ignore it anymore. The signal is much stronger now that we're in orbit. And Jin, I've started to decode it." Jin's heart raced. "What does it say?" "It's in multiple Earth languages. I've only decoded parts so far. But there are coordinates and a message that keeps repeating. We are still here. Just like in the file we found," Jin said. "There's more," Hannah continued. "I found personal files about my family. My great-grandmother was part of the consortium. She helped create the severance protocol." "Hannah, I'm sorry. Don't be. Now I know why I need to make this right." Her voice grew urgent. "Jin, the settlement teams are preparing to land on Serenity 9 tomorrow. Once people are on the surface, it will be harder to reach everyone with the truth. What can we do? We're being watched. Key is helping us. He's found others who question the official story. And I have a plan to broadcast the Earth signal to everyone on the ship." Later that day, as Jin worked in the archives, Administrator Day entered. His face looked tired. "You're causing problems, Historian," Day said. "Problems I don't need right now." "People deserve to know the truth," Jin replied. Day sighed. "The truth? You think you found the truth in some old files?" He sat down across from Jin. "Let me tell you what would happen if everyone learned about Earth signals. Chaos. Division. Some would want to return to Earth. Others would want to continue to Serenity 9. We would tear ourselves apart. Or we could make a choice together," Jin said. "As free people with all the facts." "Idealism." Dai shook his head. "I expected better from a historian. You should know how dangerously people react to change." The ship's announcement system activated. "Attention all colonists. The first settlement teams will depart for Serenity 9 at 800 hours tomorrow. This historic moment marks humanity's next great step forward." Day stood. "Focus on recording our future, Jin. Leave the past where it belongs." After Day left, Jin received another message from Hannah. "Meet tonight. Maintenance Shaft 7. 2300 hours. Key will help you get there." Jin looked out his window at the beautiful blue-green planet below. Their new home waited. But Earth, their first home, was also waiting. And its voice was growing stronger every hour. "We are still here," the signal repeated across space. "We are still here." At 2300 hours, Key arrived at Jin's room. "Ready?" he asked. Jin nodded and followed Key through empty corridors. Everyone was preparing for tomorrow's planetfall. They'd reached Maintenance Shaft 7, where Hannah waited with a worried look. "The first teams are already boarding the landing ships," she said. "We don't have much time." Kai looked around nervously. I brought the security recordings you asked for. He handed Hannah a small device. She plugged it into her tablet, and a video appeared. It showed Administrator Dai in a private meeting with other council members. The Earth signal is stronger than ever, Daz said in the recording. We need to jam it before more people notice. Another council member spoke. We've been blocking these signals for generations. Each colony ship has detected them, and each ship has hidden them. Why not just tell people? Asked a younger council member. Earth survived. So what? Because, Dai answered, the consortium's original plan requires separation from Earth. If people learn Earth is habitable, many will want to return. Our mission will fail. Jin watched in shock. They've known all along. Every colony ship has heard Earth calling. There's more, Hannah said, showing another file. Look at the original consortium documents. Earth wasn't dying from natural causes. The environmental collapse was helped along. What do you mean? Jin asked. The consortium wanted to leave Earth, but they needed a reason everyone would accept. So they made things worse. Not enough to destroy the planet completely, but enough to convince people there was no choice but to leave. Key shook his head in disbelief. They damaged Earth on purpose just to control humanity's future. Power, Jin said. It was always about power. Hannah opened another file on her tablet. I've fully decoded the Earth signal. It's not just saying, we are still here. It's much more. She played the complete message to all colony ships. Earth has healed. The northern regions remained habitable, and now the southern continents are recovering. We have built a new society based on balance with nature. Our population is stable at 3 billion. We've been tracking your ships. We know where you are. We are still here. We are waiting for you to come home. Jin felt tears in his eyes. 3 billion people. A whole world waiting for us. We need to broadcast this to everyone on the ship, Key said. Hannah nodded. I can access the ship's communication system from the main control room, but we'll need a distraction. The planetfall ceremony, Jin suggested. Everyone will be watching. The perfect time to break into their broadcast. They made a plan. Key would create a security alert on the opposite side of the ship. Jin would help Hannah reach the communication control room. From there, she would broadcast the Earth signal and the hidden files to everyone. As they finished planning, the ship's lights flickered. An announcement blared. Attention all colonists. The first landing ships are now departing for Serenity 9. All personnel report to viewing stations to witness this historic moment. It's starting, Hannah said. We need to move now. They left the maintenance shaft and headed toward the control section. As they turned a corner, they found themselves face to face with Administrator Dai and 2 security officers. Going somewhere? Dai asked coldly. Kai stepped forward. Sir, I was just escorting the prisoners back to their quarters. Dai smiled without warmth. Strange route you've chosen, Officer Key. He looked at Jin and Hannah. Did you really think we wouldn't monitor the maintenance shafts after your last adventure? One of the security officers stepped forward with a small device. Sir, she has a data tablet with restricted files. Dai took the tablet from Hannah. Shame. You were one of our best data specialists. He looked at the files and frowned. So you know everything now. Not everything, said a voice from behind them, but enough to stop you. Jin turned to see Suk standing there with a group of colonists. Somehow, she had escaped detention. What is this? Dad demanded. Suk stepped forward. This, Administrator, is the beginning of the truth. How did you escape? Jin asked Suk as the 2 groups faced each other in the corridor. I had help, Suk replied, nodding toward the colonists behind her. Not everyone believes the official story. Administrator Da looked at the growing crowd with anger and fear in his eyes. This is foolishness. You're risking everything we've worked for. No, Jin said. We're taking back our right to choose. Day signaled to his security officers. Take them all to detention. The officers hesitated, looking at the large group of colonists. One of them lowered his weapon. "I'm sorry, sir," the officer said. "I want to hear what they have to say." Day's face turned red with anger. "This is mutiny." Kai stepped forward. "It's the truth, sir. Something we've been denied for too long." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. A voice came over the speakers. "Alert! Unauthorized access to communication system. Security to level 3 immediately." Day smiled. "It seems your friends have been busy elsewhere, but they're too late." While everyone was distracted, Jin grabbed Hannah's tablet from Day's hand. "Run," he shouted. Chaos erupted in the corridor. Jin and Hannah pushed through the crowd and sprinted toward a side passage. Behind them, they heard shouts and the sound of a struggle. "This way," Hannah said, pulling Jin into a narrow maintenance tunnel. "We need to reach the backup communication center." They crawled through the ship's hidden pathways, the sounds of the commotion fading behind them. After what seemed like hours, they emerged into a small control room deep in the ship's lower levels. "What about Suk and Ki?" Jin asked, breathing hard. "We can't help them now," Hannah said. "The best thing we can do is complete the mission." Hannah plugged her tablet into the control panel and began typing rapidly. "They've locked down the main communication system, but this backup system can still reach everyone on the ship." "What about the landing teams? They've already left for the surface." "Their ships have receivers. They'll hear it too." Hannah continued working. "There. I've bypassed the security protocols. We're ready to broadcast." Jin took a deep breath. "Do it." Hannah pressed a final button. Throughout the massive colony ship, screens flickered. The regular broadcast of the landing ceremony was replaced by the files they had discovered. First came the original documents about Earth's survival. Then the videos showing that the environmental collapse had been exaggerated. Finally, the full message from Earth played on every screen and speaker. "To all colony ships, Earth has healed. The northern regions remained habitable, and now the southern continents are recovering. We have built a new society based on balance with nature. Our population is stable at 3 billion. We've been tracking your ships. We know where you are. We are still here. We are waiting for you to come home." Jin and Hannah watched on a small monitor as colonists throughout the ship stopped and stared at the screens. Some looked confused, others angry. Many were crying. "What now?" Jin asked. Before Hannah could answer, the door to the control room slid open. They turned, expecting security officers, but instead saw a young woman in an engineer's uniform. "Anyuna," she said, "I work in communications. You need to come with me. The ship is in chaos. People are demanding answers." "Are we under arrest?" Jin asked. Yuna shook her head. "No, Administrator Dad is. The council is split. Half of them say it's time to tell the truth. The others want to continue with the settlement as planned." "And the landing teams?" Hannah asked. "Some have landed. Others are returning to the ship. People want to talk about Earth." Yuna looked at Jin with respect. "They're asking for the historian who found the truth." Jin felt a weight lift from his shoulders. "Then let's go talk to them." As they left the small control room, Jin felt the ship humming around him. For the first time in 200 years, the colonists were having an honest conversation about their past. And somewhere, impossibly far yet growing closer in their hearts, Earth was waiting for its children to come home. 3 days after the truth was revealed, the New Dawn was divided. Half the colonists wanted to continue settling Serenity 9. The other half wanted to return to Earth. The ship buzzed with arguments and discussions. Jin stood before the newly formed Colonial Assembly. The old council was gone, replaced by representatives from all sections of the ship. The coordinates in Earth's message point to a location in what was once called the Northern Hemisphere, Jin explained. "According to our records, this area was least affected by the environmental collapse." Hannah added, "The signal has grown even stronger. They're increasing power to reach us." An older colonist stood up. Earth is our past. Serenity 9 is our future. We've come too far to turn back. No one is asking everyone to return, Jin said. But some of us want to answer Earth's call. Another colonist spoke. How do we know Earth is truly safe? This could be a trap. Suk, now free and respected for her role in revealing the truth, answered. We don't know for certain. But I remember Earth. It was beautiful, despite its problems. If it has healed, as they say, it deserves a second chance. After hours of debate, the assembly reached a decision. Those who wished to continue to Serenity 9 could do so. Those who wanted to return to Earth could take one of the scout ships. The next morning, Jin watched as colonists prepared the largest scout ship for the journey back to Earth. Named the Remembrance Asterisk, it could carry 200 people. More than 500 had volunteered to go. We'll have to draw lots, Hannah said sadly. Not everyone can come on this first journey. Kai approached them, now wearing civilian clothes instead of his security uniform. The assembly has appointed me security chief for the Remembrance Asterisk. You're coming with us? Jin asked, surprised. Ki nodded. I want to see the home I never knew. As they prepared the ship, Yuna joined them. The young engineer had quickly become essential to their mission. I've modified the engines for the long journey, she said, and I've installed special equipment to better receive Earth's signals. Not everyone was happy about their plans. Some colonists called them traitors. Others feared they would never complete the long journey back to Earth. On the day of departure, Jin stood on the bridge of the Remembrance Asterisk with the other crew members. Through the window, he could see the surface of Serenity 9, where many colonists had already begun building their new home. Final checks complete, Yuna reported. We're ready for launch. Hana sat at the communication station. I'm receiving a new message from Earth. It's clearer than ever. She activated the speakers, and a warm voice filled the bridge. To the children of Earth who hear our call, we welcome your return. Our world has changed. We have changed, but we remain your family, waiting with open arms. Jin felt tears in his eyes. After 200 years, humanity would be whole again. The ship disconnected from the New Dawn Asterisk, and moved away from Serenity 9's orbit. As they prepared for the long journey home, Jin thought about all they had learned. Will you keep recording our journey? Hannah asked. As ship historian, Jin nodded. But not just our journey forward. I want to record everything about Earth that was hidden from us. The true history of our home. As the Remembrance Asterisk turned toward the distant star that was Earth's sun, Jin received a message from the settlement below. It was from a colonist who had chosen to stay. Remember us to Earth, it said simply. Tell them some of their children are still among the stars. Perhaps someday we will all come home. The Remembrance Asterisk accelerated, beginning its long journey back to the cradle of humanity. Ahead of them lay years of travel, but with each passing day, Earth's voice grew stronger, guiding them home. After 3 years of travel, the Remembrance Asterisk finally entered Earth's solar system. The crew had grown close during their long journey. Some had even had children, babies who would be the first of their line to see Earth. Jin stood at the main window as a small blue dot grew larger in the distance. Earth, the home humanity had tried to forget. It's beautiful, Hannah whispered beside him. Just like in the old pictures. The ship's communication system had been receiving stronger and clearer messages from Earth for months. They had learned that Earth had changed in many ways since the colony ships left. We're being hailed, Ki announced from the security station. They're sending coordinates for landing. Yuna checked the ship's systems. All functions normal. We're ready for approach. As they moved closer, they could see that parts of Earth still showed scars from the environmental damage of centuries past. Large areas in the south remained barren, but the northern regions were green and blue, alive and vibrant. Look, Jin pointed to the continents. You can see cities, but they're different from the old records. They seem to blend with the forests. Hannah studied the readings from their scanners. I'm detecting advanced energy systems, but almost no pollution. How is that possible? The answer came as they began their descent. Their guide from Earth, speaking through the communication system, explained. After the colony ships left, those who remained had to find a new way to live. We learned to work with nature instead of against it. Our cities are part of the ecosystem now. Our technology serves life rather than destroying it. The Remembrance landed in a wide field surrounded by trees. When the doors opened, the crew smelled fresh air for the first time in their lives. Many cried at the sensation of wind on their faces and the feeling of real gravity under their feet. A group of Earth humans waited to greet them. Their clothes were simple but beautifully made. They looked healthy and strong. A man with kind eyes stepped forward. "I am Sun," he said, "leader of the Northern Territories. Welcome home, children of Earth." Jin stepped forward on shaky legs, still adjusting to Earth's gravity. "I am Jin, historian of the Remembrance *. We've come from the colony ship New Dawn *. Sun smiled. "We know. We've been tracking all the colony ships since they left. Some are too far to reach, but others may yet hear our call." The Earth people led them to their city. Unlike the cold metal corridors of the ships, the city was full of plants and natural light. Buildings were made of materials that seemed to grow from the earth itself. Water flowed everywhere in clean streams and fountains. "How did you achieve all this?" Jin asked as they toured the city. Sun explained. "When the colony ships left, they took with them those who believed technology must conquer nature. Those who remained had different ideas. We believed technology should work with nature. It took many generations, but we found balance." In a large building at the center of the city, Sun showed them something surprising. A detailed map showing the locations of all the colony ships that had left Earth. "The consortium never told us the truth," Sun said. "They claimed Earth was dying so they could build societies without environmental protections. But their way was always going to fail. You cannot survive by fighting against the very world that gives you life." Jin thought about Serenity 9 and the colonists who had stayed. Will their colony survive? Sun looked thoughtful. Perhaps, but not if they follow the old ways. Sooner or later, they will face the same problems that nearly destroyed Earth. That night, Jin stood outside under the stars. For the first time, he felt the cool night air of humanity's first home. Earth had remembered them. And now, they remembered Earth. 6 months after landing on Earth, Jin sat at a wooden desk near a large window. Outside, he could see both Earth humans and the newcomers from the Remembrance working together in fields of crops. The two groups had much to teach each other. "Are you ready?" Hannah asked, entering the room with a small device in her hand. Jin nodded. "Is the connection stable?" "Yes. Yuna says we can speak with Serenity 9 for about 20 minutes before the signal degrades." They had worked for months to establish communication with the colony on Serenity 9. Earth's engineers had helped them build a powerful transmitter using the sustainable technology they had developed over the centuries. The screen on Jin's desk flickered to life. The face of a colonist appeared, one who had chosen to stay on Serenity 9. "Jin, Hannah, is it really you?" the colonist asked in amazement. "It's us," Jin confirmed. "We made it to Earth. We're safe and well." "What is it like?" the colonist asked, leaning closer to the screen. "Beautiful," Hannah said. "Different from our records, but beautiful. And the people here, they've built something amazing." Jin added, "We're sending you data packets with images and information. Earth wants to share what they've learned." The connection was brief, but it was enough to begin a dialogue between Earth and Serenity 9. In the following weeks, more colony ships responded to Earth's signal. Some were too distant to reach, but others began to change course, sending small ships of their own toward humanity's first home. One evening, Sun invited Jin to a council meeting in the city center. Representatives from Earth and the Asterisk Remembrance Asterisk crew sat together in a circular chamber built of living trees grown into the shape of a dome. "We have been separate for too long," Sun said. "The consortium tried to divide humanity. They thought Earth would die, and they would rule the stars. But Earth remembered its children, and now the children remember Earth." An elder Earth woman added, "We have technologies to share with the colonies, ways to live in harmony with new worlds. And you have knowledge of the stars that we have lost." Kai, who had become a leader among the newcomers, spoke next. "Some colonies may never return. Serenity 9 is becoming a true home for many. But we can still be one people across the stars." Jin listened as they discussed plans to send Earthborn humans to the colonies and bring more colonists back to Earth. The separation was ending. Humanity was becoming whole again. Later, Jin walked with Suk along a river that flowed through the city. The old woman had thrived on Earth, regaining strength in the natural gravity and fresh air. "So, historian," Suk said with a smile, "what will you call this chapter of human history?" Jin thought for a moment. "The remembering," he said finally. "For 200 years, the colony ships tried to forget Earth. But Earth remembered us. And now we remember Earth." "A good name," Suk nodded. In the months that followed, Jin wrote the true history of humanity's journey to the stars and back again. He recorded the lies of the consortium, the struggles of those left behind, and the remarkable evolution of both branches of humanity. His history ended with these words: "We tried to forget Earth. We were told it was dead, that looking back would only slow our progress among the stars. But Earth was never dead. It was wounded, and while we fled, it healed. Earth remembered its children and called us home. Now we stand at the beginning of a new chapter. Some of us will stay on Earth. Others will return to the stars, carrying Earth's wisdom to new worlds. But we will never again be separated by lies. We are one people with two homes, the cradle of Earth and the frontier of the stars. And we will always remember